SITECO, in cooperation with FARO Technologies, presents the Road Scanner Compact. Now, this is a follow-up from an earlier project where we're now going to look at the same data in LAS format, and we have here color output showing you height differences. So we have a 16-meter difference between the highest and the lowest point in the relative scale. So we've now turned off the height elevation information, and we're looking at intensity return of the laser points. Now this again is a 5-kilometer project. We drove out and back along the same roadway. We have 20 minutes of driving, which included 5 minutes of GPS initialization and 5 minutes of shutdown at the end of the project. So we go back to the elevation colors. You can see that 16-meter difference to the lowest part. We're going to zoom in here, and with this software you can select any vantage point that you like. You can see the compass scale in the top right showing north, south, east, west. Back to our intensity scale. This is a great piece of software called QT Reader. It's a free download, sister product of the QT Modeler software from a company in Baltimore that specializes in quick visualization of LiDAR and aerial imagery data. Here you can see the railroad tracks with great detail, barricades on the side of the road. Once again, the railroad tracks crossing the road, and now we're going down the road towards the urban area. Cars parked on the side of the road. Back to our elevation colors, so you can see the relative heights of the buildings. In the distance, where we're going to go next, is down to the mosque area. And we can turn this around and you get a very good idea of being able to identify vantage points from high elevation. So, for example, if someone were in the higher areas of the buildings, in the tower of the mosque, for example, you get a very, very good point of view of the entire surrounding area. From here, you can measure with great accuracy. We're talking about 5 to 10 centimeter accuracy in absolute points of anywhere within this project. So now we're going back to have a look at the ground level information. Back to the vehicles. We zoom down tightly on one of the cars. You can now see the buildings in great detail, the facade. Looking down from the top, you get a very good idea of the building's walls, sides, and all of the other information from around there. Let's go down to the smaller building now, and we are going to zoom in, and you'll start to be able to see personnel on the ground who are getting ready to enter one of the buildings. There's a traffic light hanging in the middle of the road there. There you can see the entranceway, and you start to see the personnel on the ground ready to go in. So here we zoom back out. You can see vegetation, all of the trees with great detail, back to the height coloration. And that pretty well ends this part of the demo.